Hello YouTube, this is Goddard Radio Moscow here again with another beer review. It's been a little while since I've done a German beer for you, but today I have one of the ones that I brought back from my summer trip to Germany where I went to see my good friend Daniel get married. This is the Brauerei Simon Spezial beer. Now I'd like to give a big shout out to my friends in the Waldhof and the Volker families from the little village of Horn just next to Soest, which is maybe an hour to the east of Dortmund. This is where my friend got married, of course, and I'd like to give a big thank you to Daniel's older brother Matthias for bringing this beer with him when he came to Soest from Berlin, and thank you as well for actually letting me take one to do the review of. This is a really nice beer. I drank quite a bit of this when I was in Germany itself, but a big thank you to Matthias for letting me have one of these to review. But as is usual with my beer reviews, I'll just take you through a little bit of a history of this brewery just now, but if you are simply just interested in the tasting of this beer, then feel free just to fast forward towards the last few minutes of the video and you'll catch that particular segment. But this beer is from the region of Franconia in Germany, and this is very well known for being the region that has the highest density of breweries per head of the population. My friend Daniel actually went there with his brothers and his dad to a beer festival, and he sent me a sort of poster that showed you all the different crests of all the different breweries in Franconia, and there's an absolutely ridiculous number of these things. There are so many. So if you want to go to Germany to drink beer, go to Franconia. But this brewery is from a little town just to the northeast of Nuremberg called Lauf an der Pegnitz, and Nuremberg is actually a very nice town. I was there maybe in 2006, just after the Football World Cup there, but it's a really nice city. You should definitely go and check it out, and there are some historical significances there as well, but definitely this is a really nice region of Germany. Go and check it out. But if you're not sure where it is, Nuremberg is sort of halfway between Berlin in the northeast of Germany and Munich in the southern corner, Bavaria region. But anyway, this brewery was started in 1875 by Johann Simon after he took over the Kubelsch estate in the market square of Lauf an der Pegnitz, and this particular estate already had brewing rights, but it was also a butcher's, and Johann focused on the brewing of beer, which was already a tradition in the region of Franconia. But in subsequent years, Johann's son George and his grandson Charles became involved with the running of the brewery, and they helped it to grow quite significantly. But in 1930, the brewery had grown significantly, and this actually warranted them to move away from their now cramped property in the town square, and they moved to Heroldstrasse in the town. And in 1957 they actually opened their own brewhouse, and this has made the brewery very well known in the Franconia region and just the local area around Nuremberg actually. But the brewery are a craft brewery, and they're very proud. They say they're very proud to be part of Franconian brewing tradition, and their motto is quality over quantity, and so they only produce 3 different beers for the year-round category. So this is one of them. This is the Spezial beer. They also produce a Weiss beer and a Helles beer, but they also have a seasonal one which is called Schwarzkühne, and this is apparently a dark strong Weizenbock beer. This one sounds really good. I really want to get a hold of one of these beers and review it. I love Bock beers. That's probably my favourite style of beer. But anyway, to get on to the tasting of this particular beer itself, I'll just let you have a little look at the label and the bottle cap and stuff like that. But this brewery is a 5.6% Vollbier, which translates to being a full beer. It's described as a sort of Keller beer, which is unfiltered, a land beer, a Zwickel beer. It's usually, these types of beers tend to have a bit more hoppiness to them than Helles beers, and they're quite a bit darker in colour as well. But with a Keller beer, it's unfiltered, so you expect it to be hazy. But just to let you have a little look at the bottle cap and stuff like that, again I'll bring up the camera to make sure you're seeing that there. You can see the label's quite cool. As you can see on the bottom here, it has, I think that is the sort of stamp for their license fee down here, and you can see it says 1875, which is when the brewery was formed. It has a sort of it has a best by date, a best by date on this one, and it says this one goes out of date on the 7th of December 2013, so I'm having it just at a good time, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the crest on top of this one is here. I thought that might have been the town crest, but I look it up and it's not. Maybe it's to the crest. I don't think it's the crest for the Franconia region either, because I looked that up. Maybe it's just the crest of the brewery that they made back in 1875. But this is a very nice beer. I'm looking forward to actually doing the the review of this one. And as you can see, this is it says here Altfränkisches Vollbier. So I'm looking forward to this one. Again, big thank you to Matthias for actually sending me this one. As you can see on the cap there, it says Brauerei Simon. It just has the same as the bit on the label here. But let's get this guy out and get on with the tasting. This is a really, really nice beer from what I remember. Very it's a very, very smooth one. Just preserve my bottle caps as I like to do with my different beers. I like to keep my bottle caps just for a night, to have a nice big collection of these things. But let's get this guy out and get on with the tasting. As you can see, it's a nice sort of coppery amber colour. More amber than coppery, I would say, actually, just looking at it now. But it's got that typical German kind of nice frothy head to it. Really, really nice looking beer. It actually has a bit more of a reddish tinge to it. Maybe I was right with my initial statement of copper for this one. Really, really nice sort of frothy head on this one. There are some bigger bubbles in there. The alcohol percentage on this one is 5.6%. In terms of the aroma, you can actually see on this one, you've actually got quite a bit of carbonation visible on this one. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but as you can see, it's crystal clear, really, really nice sort of coppery amber colour. Really, really beautiful looking beer. There's just a little bit left in the bottle. I'll get that out and into the tankard here. Stealing my dad's RAF tankard again, as I usually do for these reviews in the study. But in terms of the aroma, it's a very, very malty aroma. It's got it's that typical smell of German beer you're getting. If you're into your German beer, you'll know what I mean by that. You can always tell a German beer by the aroma. But yeah, it's a very, very malty smell. It smells quite wet actually. It's got quite a unique sense in that way. It smells quite wet. But it's yeah, it's very malty. There's some bready character, maybe some sort of nutty, and maybe just a hint of nuttiness and roastiness in there. But there is a bit of yeasty character to it. Maybe some caramel, sort of kind of brown sugary elements in there as well. But yeah, you can get the hops just at the end as well. It has a little, maybe just a little element of sort of herbally, grassy hops. It's a really, really nice smelling German beer. It has that typical sort of German beer. This particular type of beer, the Vollbiers, are actually, from what I understand, a kind of like native to the Franconia region. So this is quite unique in that sense. But let's give this guy a taste. It's just like I remember it actually. As with the nose, it's very, very malty. It's actually got quite a bit of earthy character to it, this one. And you're taking this in, and the sort of hot bitterness is coming in just at the end, and you've got that little bit lingering on the sort of tongue afterwards. The flavours, I would say, it's mainly the caramel, brown sugar elements, and the breadiness in this one. This beer obviously follows the German purity law. With that one, you can tell that with this particular one. But yeah, the main flavours in this one, it has the earthy element to it. It's you're getting the caramel and the breadiness to this one. In the end, like I say, the hops are coming out, and there is that herbal character that I mentioned to the hops. This is a really, really nice one. But yeah, very, very malty. In terms of the mouthfeel on this one, the one thing I remembered about this beer is the fact that it's very, very smooth. And it actually does have quite a wet mouthfeel to it. It's very refreshing. I would describe this one as being maybe, I would say it's mid-bodied. It's not so heavy. It's a little bit heavier than the sort of Pils and Helles style, and it's not quite as crisp as the Helles style. The thing with the Vollbiers is, as I say, they're a bit hoppier than the Helles style of beers. The lager style of beers from Germany are usually the Pils and the Helles beers, and these ones are a bit hoppier, and you're getting that from this particular beer. This is a really, really nice one because it's got a very, very well balanced flavour, and it has that really, really nice smooth mouthfeel, but it's also very, very refreshing. This is a really, really good drinking beer. You know, if you're in the region of Nuremberg, definitely give these guys a try. This is a really, really nice beer. I'd like to try the Weiss beer and the Helles from the brewery just to see what they're like in comparison. But the Spezial is a really, really nice beer. It's a good mixture between, it's a good midpoint, if you like, between the dark beers and the and the Helles lager style beers. Really, really nice one. I highly recommend that you try this brewery, and I'm really glad that I actually got to do the review of this one. This is a beer that I really enjoyed when I was there on my time in Germany. But as I say, there's a very, very good balance in this one. It's quite sort of bready, and it has that German yeasty element to it as well. There's a really, really nice balance of the flavour in this one. The hops have that sort of herbal element to it. The mouthfeel is very smooth. It's quite refreshing. As I say, it's not quite as crisp as your Pilsner or your Helles style of beers, but this one is definitely worth the check out. And you know, this is the thing. This is a truly traditional German beer. It's from one of the very, very small breweries. I'm not sure how easy it is to get this outside of Germany, to be honest. I think I was pretty lucky in that my friend let me take one of these with me. So if you do get the chance and you're in Germany, give this one a try. Really, really beautiful beer. I highly recommend you try it. But I hope this beer review has been informative for you today. I've really enjoyed making the review for this particular beer, and I've missed this one actually. I'll probably end up, when I go to Germany after Christmas, I'll probably buy a few crates of this one actually. I really like the Simon Brauerei, so definitely check them out if you get the chance. But I hope this beer review has been informative for you and that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll be back with, I've got a load more of German beers if you're particularly interested in that thing, so there will be more German beer reviews to follow. But thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. But you've been watching Goddard Radio Moscow, and I'll be back soon. Cheers.